So one receiver I would love to talk about today is Greg Ward Jr. This is a guy that was a quarterback at the University of Houston, came to the NFL as a wide receiver, was cut from the Eagles twice. Then in 2019, when the Eagles were decimated in injuries, the last month of the season is when we had to win out to get into the playoffs and beat the NFC East. Greg Ward finally got his shot. And what he showed us is he could line up on the inside, the outside, and really kind of saved our year. I think he was one of the players, other than Carson Wentz putting the team on his back, I think not just Greg Ward, but I think he was the most productive out of all the new guys that were in that lineup, like Robert Davis and a bunch of these other guys that we did have. But Greg Ward showed promise, lined up in the slot, got a separation, caught that final touchdown to win against the Redskins, which we almost lost that game. That was a very tough game for us. But it's an uphill battle going into 2020 with Greg Ward still being on the roster. He still has a year left on his contract for 2020. Now he has to deal with a lot of guys in this lineup, and I don't know if Greg Ward could actually make the team, even though he's good enough in my eyes to make the team. You have Jalen Reagor that you drafted with the 21st overall pick. You trade for Marquise Goodwin. You have Deshaun Jackson coming back. Alshon Jeffrey is a big question mark right now. You draft John Hightower from Boise State. You draft Quez Watkins from Southern Miss. Okay, so there are a lot of guys in this locker room that are going to be on this roster. And you have, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside right now that, he's a second-round pick. He had 1 year. Didn't have much time, obviously. Not many reps, but caught some occasional passes here and there. Not much, but the Eagles are not going to give up on a second-round pick. And Howie Roseman has already expressed he's looking for a big leap from year 1 to year 2 from J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So Greg Ward has a lot of competition on his hands going into 2020. I would love for him to start in the slot. It would be nice just because I want to see him with the actual starters around him other than off-the-street guys surrounding him. But what I saw from Greg Ward on the field was catching the ball, but not even just catching the ball and getting those first downs and beating his opponent, but getting yak yards as well, getting the yards after catch was probably the most crazy thing that I've seen. He would catch the ball in space, run around a guy for an extra 5-6 yards, which is absolutely amazing. But Greg Ward was one of the fan favorites last year. I always thought, even during all these preseasons and all these off seasons we've had the past few years, Greg Ward really worked his butt off. He actually went to the AAF football league that actually just went out of business and was fortified to really be nothing later on. So he has a lot of experience, and a lot of learning experience. Played special teams as well. I think we had Greg Ward on punt returns at one point, late in the year last year. But Greg Ward is a fan favorite, always be one of my favorite players to come in and really, when you had like a brand new lineup, you have guys that are hungry, you had guys that weren't giving up on the team, and guys that actually get playing time for the first time of their career. Some of them did. We've made a lot of mistakes along the way. We've kind of had the veteran players over the young guys. We wouldn't start young guys. We'd go out and get veteran guys that used to be on this team or were a part of that Super Bowl in 2017. But Greg Ward, I hope he does make the team. I at least have the Eagles holding on to 6-7 receivers. I'd probably say 6 or 7 receivers this year, obviously. But it's going to be a real tough, but a very good competition going into 2020 whenever training camp does start. I know next Friday, I think actually either tomorrow or next Friday, I think they're finally opening the NovaCare complex to a few employees. So it's going to be limited capacity, and then, we'll see down the road what happens after that. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about Greg Ward, and do you think he makes the team, or do you think he has a tough road ahead of him? So I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up, fly, fly.